Hello everyone. I hope you're having an amazing week. For my essay, I've decided to write my essay on my first sermon I preached. For a long time, I wanted to be a minister. And last year I got the opportunity to preach. I had to when I had to think about what topic I was going to do. I looked at my Bible study I wrote in 2018. And I looked to the 7th week. It was faith over fear. My church was going through a revitalization preaching series, and I was the closing of it. I would really showed to my church how you can have faith over fear. The sermon goes over David versus Goliath. Now, I teach what is a David? What was Saul's role? What is a Goliath? And how do we face Goliath in our life? What is a Goliath? What is a David? An underdog. And we learn in 1 Samuel, David was the eighth brother of the eighth brother. He was the youngest. Everyone looked at him like he was also the shepherd. Everyone looked at him like down at him. Like when you're the youngest, you're not giving them much slack. You're at the bottom. You eat last, like in some families. But he had a great heart, and that's what God saw in him. God saw that he was the anointed one. He had amazing faith, and he was the only one to take on the giant. A Goliath, also known as a giant. A Goliath can be any size, any gender, any person. A Goliath is a bully or an obstacle. Goliath in the story was the Philistine champion. He challenged the Israelites, and everyone was terrified of him. That leads us into Saul's role. Saul, the king of Israel, the one who everyone looked to when Goliath put down the challenge. But what was Saul in the moment where he could show his people, he could show the nation of God that he could be strong and show faith? Saul is terrified. He shows fear over faith. The only person that stands up for God's nation is the shepherd, David. How do we face Goliath in our everyday life? We have to make a decision. When we have a problem in our life, when we face a Goliath, we have to know who will we be in the story. Will we be a David full of faith? Or will we be a Saul? Or sometimes we really need to look at ourselves and say, are we being a Goliath? Are we being an obstacle? Are we sinning against another person? Are we being the bully without even knowing? Are we being? These are the three characters you have to choose to be during a situation. Be stressed like a Saul and have no worries like a David. We have to pray to God and ask Him. I want to leave you with this last verse. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Thank you for watching.